So where are you from? Why did you decide to go for CA?
Till 8th standard or something like that, I was very confident कि नहीं, I'll take science, मेरे को science लेना है. So it was around April 22 that I decided कि नहीं CA ही करना है, and that was the time कि अब I couldn't be able to appear for the June 22 attempt.
Did you decide that it's offline versus online and why? And then, within 6 months, do you
Yeah.
think it's the sufficient time to prepare or like how one should go about it? And can you tell us about the number of subjects in CA Foundation? How many groups are there? And what is the format like MCQ versus descriptive?
So definitely not 9 months. If I can do it in 6 months, every other student can do it in 6 months.
Today, the video is going to be very, very insightful because today we are going to talk about CA course in general, especially if you are someone who has commented in my comment section that you want to know about CA, how many levels are there, how do you approach CA, how many subjects are there, and how does someone approach CA Foundation, then this video is for you. And today we are going to have these insights from someone who has scored All India Rank 1 in CA Foundation. So let's welcome Mr. Tanay Bhageria, who is with us today to share his insights and his journey of deciding that he wants to do CA and how did he crack CA Foundation with All India Rank 1. So welcome Tanay to my channel. First of all, thanks a lot for taking out time and agreeing to share your insights here. Happy to have you here. And also, congratulations for scoring All India Rank 1 in CA Foundation.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. So, yeah, as she said, my name is Tanay Bhageria, and that was saying a lot about me. But yeah, the pleasure is all mine. I am more than happy to share the screen with you and be able to give a few insights from my journey, which I hope will help many students out there who want to start with the CA course, who want to approach the CA journey. And yeah.
Okay. So, Tare, शुरू से शुरू करते हैं. So, where are you from? And like, why did you decide to go for CA? I mean, it's such a generic question, but I think,
Yeah.
especially for those people who are watching this video and they are confused about whether they should do CA or not, it would be very helpful.
Yeah, definitely. So, where are you from is a very confusing question for me often because I actually belong to Rajasthan. I am a Marwadi, but I was born in Bombay, and for the past 11 to 12 years, I've been living in Ahmedabad only. So, yeah, that is it. And as far as choosing CA is concerned, till 8th standard or something like that, I was very confident कि नहीं, I'll take science, मेरे को science लेना है, I'll do PCMB and go for becoming a scientist or something like ISRO and NASA. That all things excited me a lot. But the love for numbers has always been so much for me. I was always passionate about numbers. And then after 9th and 10th, when especially the time was as soon as we gave our board exams, it was all the COVID time. And I had a lot of time to think about it, to contemplate on it, whether to go for which stream to choose. So, yeah, at that point in time, when I researched more about it, I was very attracted towards this particular course, and also because there were many cousins too who had already taken CA, and I had seen them going through this journey, the difficulties they used to face, the challenges they had, and that was the thing that hooked me up to it. That was something which excited me a lot. And numbers, as I said, has always been my love. At that point in time, I was not sure कि मैं CA ही करूँगा, but yeah, that made me choose commerce as such for 11th and 12th.
Yeah.
And after 12th, towards the end of 12th, throughout 11th, 12th, in fact, when I was going through the options which I have when as soon as I complete my 12th commerce, so I was really confused between I wanted to also opt for actuary, and at the same time I had CA as an option. But actuary was something which did not excite me that much because it was more of statistical portion and all of that. But as far as CA is concerned, the diversity it offered, the number of subjects it has, and genuinely the profile it offers to you, as well as the two letters itself, they are just like a feeling which is not very easy to express as such. I'm not sure how the feeling will be exactly. I ain't a CA yet, but yeah, definitely you might be knowing that, and that too at such an early age. So definitely those were the things which attracted me towards CA. After that, when I went through the course curriculum, rather being more practical, कि नहीं ऐसे तो नहीं चूज कर सकते सिर्फ. So when I went to the course curriculum, the course structure, like how much time it takes to become a CA, then when I talked to my relatives, like those cousins who had already done CA, I also checked on like a lot of things. I did research work, and then finally when I was very thorough with it, I decided कि नहीं अब करना तो यही है. So that was my journey on deciding why to do CA. So yeah, like the love for numbers and yeah, genuinely the subjects excited me a lot, and that's why I chose CA.
Got it. Got it. So when did you clear your 12th, and then finally when did you start preparing for CA foundation? And like, did you take the break for 6 months or 9 months? How much time did it take for you to prepare for CA foundation?
Okay, yeah. Actually, I was a bit late in deciding that I am going to pursue CA, because I told that I was in a dilemma of choosing CA or actuary at last. So it was around April 22 that I decided कि नहीं CA ही करना है, and that was the time कि अब I couldn't be able to appear for the June 22 attempt.
Okay, so and you gave
So
your exams in 2022 itself.
yeah, December 22 I gave it. So I completed my 12 because that was the COVID batch I was in. So we had to give that 2 board exams in CBSE. So yeah, I completed my boards in June, and after that I started preparing for chartered accountancy, and I appeared for my attempt in December 22.
Got it. Got it. And
Yeah.
so when we start preparing for CA, especially after 12th, so at least if I can recall, I used to be very confused कि कौन सी टीचर से क्लासेस लेनी है, ऑफलाइन लेना है, ऑनलाइन लेना है, what should be the right medium. And like during my time, शायद वो इलेक्शन वाला बैच था हमारा 12th का, सो हमारे एग्जाम्स काफी डिले हो गए थे. अप्रैल में हमारे एग्जाम्स हुए थे. आई रिमेम्बर 17th या 19th अप्रैल को मेरा लास्ट पेपर था, एंड उसके बाद जून में मेरा सीपीटी था. तो आई वाज वंडरिंग हाउ टू प्रिपेयर एंड किससे क्लासेस लेनी है. तो मतलब मैं जहाँ से बिलोंग करती हूँ, मैंने वहीं के टीचर से क्लासेस लिया था. बट for you, and since it's not CPT anymore, I understand कि quantum of syllabus भी बढ़ गया है and the pattern has been changed. So like, how did you decide that it's offline versus online, and why? And then within 6 months, do you think it's the sufficient time to prepare, or like how one should go about it?
Okay, yeah. So definitely after experiencing the COVID and going through all my 11th and 12th online only, I was pretty sure ऐसा नहीं है कि I wasn't able to study online or wasn't able to grasp the concepts online, but already I had missed 2 golden years of my life, my schooling, doing that all online. So yeah, and pretty much sure that online से I wasn't that comfortable. So I was pretty sure कि नहीं करना है तो अभी तो offline से start करते हैं. And once I even thought that taking no classes for CA Foundation as such, but then I knew कि CA Foundation में अगर ना भी लूँ, if I want to target something big, so CA Intermediate में थोड़ा बहुत तो मुझे help का requirement रहेगा. So I wanted to make myself acquainted with that particular schedule, that structure of going to classes, so that मेरे को CA Intermediate में difficulties ना face करनी पड़े. So that's why I decided for going for offline classes only. In Ahmedabad, like there are many classes as such, but there are 2 major names like जो Ahmedabad में most of the students appearing for CA Tech.
Okay.
So one of them, I went to both of them, inquired, and then finally decided for going from one of the decided to going in one of them only. So I basically took offline classes only, and that too from my city only.
And can you tell us about the number of subjects in CA Foundation? How many groups are there, and what is the format, like MCQ versus descriptive?
Okay, the basic structure of CA Foundation exam. Yeah, so there are actually 4 papers, and out of them, the first 2 papers are entirely descriptive papers. Those are accounts and law. Like earlier, it used to be law and BCR, but now since the pattern has been changed recently, like in the past 6 months only, so from the May 24 attempt, like June 24 for CA Foundation, it is going to be just law in paper 2. So paper 1 will be accounts, and paper 2 will be entirely law only, completely descriptive, both of them.
Okay, got it.
And as far as paper 3 and 4 is concerned, 3 is like the quantitative aptitude section that comprises of mathematics, logical reasoning, as well as statistics. And the 4th one is economics. Earlier at my time, it used to be economics and BCK. But now in the new course, even BCK has been removed, and it has been entirely kept as economics only. So these two papers, that is the QA quantitative aptitude and economics, these two are completely MCQ based papers. Like the entire 100 marks MCQ based. For the first two papers, you get 3 hours because they are descriptive papers.
Okay.
And for the other two papers, they are completely MCQ based, so you get only 2 hours for that.
So there would be 4 different papers on 4 different days.
Yeah, exactly. There would be 4 different papers on 4 different days, and like a gap in each paper, like 1 day gap for each paper.
Got it. Got it. And can you also tell us the name of the classes from where you took your CA foundation course?
Yeah, yes, of course. Yeah. So I took it from Navkar Institute, Ahmedabad.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how much time do you generally think is enough to prepare for CA foundation? For example, you took, I think, 6 months, but let's say if someone is
Yeah.
targeting to do it in 3 months, or like does
Yeah.
it take 9 months?
Okay. So definitely not 9 months. If I can do it in 6 months, every other student can do it in 6 months.
Okay.
So as far as taking less time is concerned, yeah, definitely there is a possibility that you can complete the course in lesser time. But if you have some target to be achieved, if you have something like नहीं आपको काफी अच्छे marks के साथ pass होना है, तो definitely not 2-3 months is a sufficient time. And also because the new syllabus which has been introduced, जिसमें completely law कर दिया है और completely business economics कर दिया है fourth paper में, so the portion of law has been increased so much, like वो काफी vast हो चुका है.
Okay.
जो CA intermediate में we had the other laws which we studied in CA intermediate, वो सब foundation में push कर दिया है.
Oh.
So there is a lot to study in law. अगर आपको 12th खत्म होने के बाद वाला just attempt जो June attempt रहता है वो देना है,
Yeah.
तो starting preparation after your board exams like in April in this case would not be sufficient is what I believe. अगर आप थोड़ा प्री फाउंडेशन टाइप का स्टडीज करते हैं, जैसे कि आप 12th के साथ पैरेलली थोड़ा बहुत अगर वो स्टडीज को कंटिन्यू रखते हैं, तो
Yeah.
एटलीस्ट even if you go for the full fledged preparation after 12th like beginning from April, क्योंकि अब जैसे फाउंडेशन द डेट्स हैव बीन फिक्स कि वो जून एंड एंड दिसंबर एंड में ही होगा.
Right.
सो डेफिनेटली अगर आप थोड़ा बहुत प्रिपरेशन 12th के साथ करते हैं, देन the full-fledged preparation starting from April after your boards, then in that case 3 months का full-fledged preparation, और at least जो आप 12th के साथ जितना पढ़ाई करेंगे in those 12 months at least आप इतना अच्छे से प्रिपेयर कर ले कि that is equivalent to 1 to 2 months of study period. तो वो 5 months अराउंड का स्टडी पीरियड जो रहेगा that would be enough अगर आपको अच्छे मार्क्स के साथ पास करना है तो.
So you would have done that if you were clear about doing CA before.
Yeah, exactly. I regret it sometimes कि नहीं यार, मतलब थोड़ा पहले सोच लिया होता तो at least like थोड़ा टाइम बच जाता, but then I am like कि नहीं ठीक है यार, कभी कभार
But
something
कोई नहीं,
is bound
rank
to
1 आ
happen.
गया.
Yeah,
So it's worth it.
definitely
So
it's
can you
worth
also
it then.
tell us one more thing, like you were mentioning along with 12th. So you
Yeah.
chose commerce in your 12th standard. So
Yeah.
does it, like, how does it help you to choose commerce plus maths while preparing for the CA foundation? And since you have also given your CA inter exams, so what do you
Yeah.
कि 12th में कौन सा सब्जेक्ट चूज करना चाहिए एंड वो कितना हेल्प करता है ड्यूरिंग द एंटायर सीए जर्नी?
Okay, definitely. Like कॉमर्स के साथ अगर आपको CA परस्यू करना है, if you are clear, then maths is like अगर आपने ले लिया तो it's very much helpful for you as far as the CA foundation exam is concerned. Because paper 3 जो quantitative aptitude I said of the 100 marks completely MCQ based paper, उसमें like it is almost जो अगर आपने 11th 12th में maths पढ़ा है ना, तो आपको ऑलमोस्ट सब कुछ उसमें कवर हो ही जाता है एज फार एज द मैथमेटिक्स पोर्शन ऑफ द पेपर 3 इज कंसर्न. तो उसमें आपका एफर्ट जो रहेगा ना वो बहुत कम रहेगा. और अगर आप मैथ्स के साथ ऑलरेडी थरो है तो आप लॉ जैसे सब्जेक्ट्स में विच इज कम्प्लीटली न्यू फॉर यू उसमें ज्यादा टाइम डिवोट कर पाओगे, देन दैट इज वेरी बेनिफिशियल. बिकॉज स्पेशली अब जब CBSE हैज ऑल्सो इंट्रोड्यूस द अप्लाइड मैथमेटिक्स थिंग, तो उसमें वी ऑल्सो हैव फाइनेंशियल मैथमेटिक्स विद इट. तो फाइनेंशियल मैथमेटिक्स वाला पोर्शन इज कम्प्लीटली द सेम इन द पेपर 3 क्वांटिटेटिव एप्टीट्यूड. तो मुझे उसमें बहुत कम एफर्ट्स डालने पड़े थे बिकॉज एज आई सेड आई हैव अ जेन्युइन लव फॉर नंबर्स सिंस माय चाइल्डहुड. तो उसमें मेरे एफर्ट्स जो रिड्यूस हुए थे उसकी वजह से certainly I was able to devote more time on law, which was highly required as far as my point of view is concerned, because law is something जो completely new subject है. अकाउंट्स भी 11th 12th में कॉमर्स स्टूडेंट्स ने पढ़ा है. 11 मैथ्स इज समथिंग जो आज तक पढ़ता है, और 11th 12th में अगर पढ़ा भी होगा तो देन दैट्स गोइंग टू ऐड अपॉन इट. और इकोनॉमिक्स वो समथिंग लाइक कि हाँ मतलब इकोनॉमिक्स भी 11th 12th में तो पढ़ा हुआ ही रहता है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको कम्प्लीटली एक नया स्ट्रैटेजी चाहिए उस सब्जेक्ट से डील करने के लिए. बट लॉ इज समथिंग जो पूरा सब्जेक्ट ही अलग है, पेपर पैटर्न अलग है, कभी आपने वो चीज फेस करी ही नहीं है, तो दैट डेफिनेटली रिक्वायर्स मोर टाइम. तो अगर आप मैथ्स के लिए ऑप्ट करते हैं 11th 12th में, तो दैट विल सेव अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम फॉर यू कि आप लॉ जैसी सब्जेक्ट्स में ज्यादा टाइम डिवोट कर सकें.
तो अकाउंटिंग भी हेल्प करता है, मैथ्स भी हेल्प करेगा, बट
या
हेल्प
डेफिनेटली.
यू टू सेव टाइम फॉर द लॉ. एंड इकोनॉमिक्स भी आप पढ़ते ही हो इन योर 11th and 12th standard.
या या
Got it. So law is something which would be entirely new for anyone who would be joining CA course, other than the
Yeah,
commerce background.
definitely. Yeah,
Even
definitely.
for the commerce as well. Yeah.
Yeah, especially now because मैंने बोला ना कि intermediate वाले other laws भी जब foundation में push कर दिए, तो those laws genuinely, like even today if I think about them, they definitely have a very typical language. तो अगर आपको उनको at such an age face करना है, especially you might be knowing that आपने तो बहुत early age में वो चीज़ों को face किया है, तो you definitely might be understanding the difficulty जो बच्चों को face करनी पड़ती है, especially when you face such a new subject.
Right.
So
I still remember. So CPT का registration is like I think 10th clear हुआ था, उसके बाद CPT का registration करवा दिया था, तो घर पे बुक्स आ गई थी.
okay.
तो ऐसा होता है ना, थोड़ा शौक होता है, अच्छा CA की बुक से एक बार खोल के देखते हैं.
खोल
तो
के देखते
हैं. खोल के देखी एंड फिर लॉ का बुक खोला. लॉ का बुक ऐसा था कि समझा ही नहीं कि इसको पढ़ना कैसे है. इतना अलग सर के ऊपर से जा रहा था, मतलब था कुछ कुछ लिखा है, थोड़ा कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग लगा, बट उसको पढ़ना ही नहीं आता था. सो लॉ को पढ़ना सीखना इज एन आर्ट, एंड स्पेशली एकदम शुरू में आपको कुछ भी नहीं पता, देन ऑफ कोर्स यू नीड अ ट्यूटर, अदरवाइज इट बिकम्स लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रगल.
Yeah, definitely. If you are saying that, then definitely it is a struggle for everybody.
So, Tanay, can you tell us how much time did you take for your classes versus the revision? So, for example, you had 6 months, तो कितने time में classes complete हो गया, कितना time revision के लिए sufficient था आपके लिए?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, as I said, I attended offline classes. तो classes का timing तो खुद adjust नहीं कर सकते थे. But yeah, actually classes I had like almost near to fixed timings. Like either it will be 8 to 6, 10 to 6 or 8 to 4. So those were fixed, like mostly 8-hour classes. या फिर if the requirement was there, then 10-hour classes. Because we our classes at the target कि we will be completing the syllabus by September end or October mid only. So that we had at least 2 months around for preparation, like self revision and all.
Yeah.
So as far as the classes concerned, as I said, इतने देर तो classes में चले जाते थे. उसके अलावा I made sure कि at least घर पे, even after the classes, I study for at least like 4 to 5 hours minimum. Because around 8 hours के लेक्चर अगर आप अटेंड करते हो, उसके बाद भी एटलीस्ट आपके पास इतना टाइम तो रहता है कि आप 4-5 आवर्स घर पे अच्छे से स्टडी कर सको. लाइक इवन आफ्टर टेकिंग सफिशिएंट स्लीप, इवन आफ्टर हैविंग योर लेजर टाइम एंड ऑल, यू कैन एटलीस्ट डिवोट 4-5 आवर्स. बिकॉज अभी डिवोट नहीं करोगे तो कब करोगे फिर, मतलब चलेगा, थोड़ा बहुत लेजर टाइम सैक्रिफाइस करना भी पड़ जाए, दैट्स फाइन. So yeah, I made sure that at least 4 to 5 hours तो मैं classes के बाद भी घर पे study करूँ.
Okay.
And as far as the self revision time जो classes खत्म होने के बाद is concerned, so at that point in time I had a very fixed schedule. Like classes के वक्त तो वो schedule set होना was not very much possible as such, because बीच में BCom की exams भी आ जाती है.
Right.
फिर yeah, फिर उसके अलावा क्लासेस एज आई सेड वो 3 टाइमिंग्स में फ्लक्चुएट होता रहता था शेड्यूल्स, तो एक फिक्स शेड्यूल बनाना वाज नॉट पॉसिबल. ऊपर से क्लासेस जब चालू रहती है तो यू हैव द क्लास टेस्ट एंड सब्जेक्ट वाइज टेस्ट, चैप्टर वाइज टेस्ट गोइंग ऑन, तो उसके प्रिपरेशन के अकॉर्डिंग थोड़ा सेट करना पड़ता था. बट एज फार एज द सेल्फ रिविजन टाइम आफ्टर द क्लासेस इज कंसर्न, जब स्टडी लीव चल रही थी, आई हैड अ वेरी फिक्स शेड्यूल कि मुझे इतने बजे से इतने बजे पढ़ना है, या फिर मतलब जैसे अब लंच करना है, उसके बाद इतने बजे से इतने बजे पढ़ना है. And then मतलब sleeping time भी I kept it sufficient कि at least मैं 7 hours around तो सोऊं, because अगर मैं उससे सोऊंगा तो I'll feel drowsy the entire day, और पढ़ भले 1 घंटा ज़्यादा लूं, पर लेकिन उल्टा more of it would be inefficient. So I made sure I had sufficient time for me in the sleep schedule. उसके अलावा ऐसा भी नहीं है कि आई केप्ट माई सेल्फ अवे फ्रॉम फोन, कि नहीं फोन नहीं यूज करना है ऐसा कुछ. आई इवन यूज माई फोन लाइक डेफिनेटली. तो मतलब या एट दैट पॉइंट इन टाइम आई हैड अ फिक्स शेड्यूल. लाइक पीपल से कि वो फिक्स शेड्यूल से रिजिडिटी आ जाती है, बट लाइक आई फील मोर लाइक उससे डिसिप्लिन आता है. एंड दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. अगर आपको एक मतलब बहुत प्लान्ड मैनर में अगर आपकी स्टडी को कैरी फॉरवर्ड करना है, तो दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट अकॉर्डिंग टू मी.
So
तो
when
उस
you
वजह से
say,
आई हैड अ रादर फिक्स शेड्यूल.
so when you say
या
schedule, so it's like you used to define कि मुझे इतने बजे से इतने बजे लंच करना है या फिर इतने बजे से इतने बजे पढ़ना है, और it was also like you made a day planner or like a week planner कि मुझे ये वीक में ये चैप्टर का रिवीजन खत्म करना है, या फिर like mid of the week मुझे ये सब्जेक्ट खत्म करना है. So like from the target
या
perspective, how are you thinking about it?
ओके या लाइक इट इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ बोथ ऑफ देम. लाइक ये भी था कि इतने बजे से इतने बजे पढ़ना है इतने टाइम ड्यूरेशन में. लाइक वो थोड़ा बहुत फ्लक्चुएट हो, दैट्स फाइन. कि मतलब जैसे इफ आई कीप अ शेड्यूल के या 8 o'clock आई हैव टू वेक अप, पहले आई विल टेक अ बाथ और गेट फ्रेशन अप, तो 8:39 आई स्टार्ट स्टडिंग अराउंड फॉर एग्जांपल.
Yeah.
एंड देन आई सिट एट अ स्ट्रेच फॉर 4-5 hours, देन आई हैव माय लंच और बीच में ब्रेकफास्ट वाला टाइम. लाइक आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल. तो उस हिसाब का भी शेड्यूल था. बट व्हाट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट इज एज यू सेड सेटिंग अप द टारगेट्स कि हाँ आपको इस टाइम में ये कंप्लीट करना है. सो एक्चुअली दैट इज मोर ऑफ व्हाट इज कॉल्ड प्लानिंग. बिकॉज अगर आप ये चीज प्लान करोगे ही नहीं कि आपको इस टाइम में ये चीज कंप्लीट करनी है या इस पीरियड में ये चीज कंप्लीट करनी है, सम थिंग्स मे टेक सो मच लॉन्गर कि आपकी बाकी चीजें ऑटोमेटिकली सैक्रिफाइस होती जाएगी, बाकी चीजों का रिविजन ऑटोमेटिकली कम होता जाएगा. एंड यू विल नॉट इवन गेट सफिशिएंट टाइम के बाद में आप उसको करेक्ट कर सको कि नहीं यार अब वापस क्योंकि तब टाइम बचेगा ही नहीं उसको करेक्ट करने के लिए. तो यू नीड टू मेक श्योर कि आप लोग, जैसा कि आपने बोला कि वी नीड टू हैव फिक्स टारगेट्स, लाइक इस दिन में इतना कंप्लीट करना है, सो दैट एटलीस्ट अगर वो कंप्लीट भी हो जाता है ना तो देयर इज अ सेंस ऑफ सेटिस्फैक्शन कि नहीं यार आज मेहनत तो करी है. तो अगर थोड़ा बहुत एक्स्ट्रा टाइम भी बचता है ना तो फील है कि नहीं यार थोड़ा और कर लेते हैं तो कल का मेहनत कम हो जाएगा. और ऐसा करने से इवन इफ यू से 1 day ऑफ योर एंटायर स्टडी पीरियड ना, दैट इज लाइक टू मच. वो एक दिन भी पता नहीं, हो सकता है एक दिन आप उसी टॉपिक का एक्स्ट्रा रिवीजन कर पाए जो एग्जाम में आने वाला हो और शायद हाई वेटेज के लिए आने वाला हो. तो डेफिनेटली प्लानिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
सो यू सेड कि एक तो हो गया कि 8 घंटे की आपकी क्लासेस होती थी, एंड देन 4 to 5 hours आपको रिवीजन और सेल्फ स्टडी के लिए मिल जाता था. बट जैसे कितने
Yes.
टाइम में आपकी क्लासेस खत्म हो गई थी एंड कितना टाइम आपके पास कंप्लीटली सेल्फ स्टडी के लिए था?
Okay, yeah. So I started my classes like around the second week of June, as soon as my board exams completed. Like I definitely remember very distinctly, my exams got completed on 7th of June, and from 9th of June I was in my classes. So from that time, around October first week or October second week, like between 10th to 15th October, we were almost done with our lectures. So after that, we only had the tests for which we had to go to classes, like the tests and prelims which were going on. Apart from that, the entire period, like October भी एक तरीके से गिन ही सकते हैं self study में, because those were the last days. तो उसमें 2 hours, 4 hours ऐसे ही lectures होते थे. They were not like the fixed 8 hour lectures, because we were nearing the end of the course. So almost October, November, and the 10 days of December, we can say. So like 60 to 70 days, I had completely for my self revision for the self study. तो अकॉर्डिंगली आई प्लान द स्टडी कि वो 60-70 डेज में भी मैं सफिशिएंटली वापस रिवाइज कर सकूं. जो चीजें मेरे को ज्यादा बार करनी है मैं उसको ज्यादा ध्यान दूं, उस पर ज्यादा टाइम डिवोट कर सकूं. एंड द रेस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दैट वाज अ मिक्स ऑफ द क्लासेस एंड द सेल्फ स्टडी.
एंड व्हाट वाज द रिवीजन स्ट्रेटजी इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि एक दिन में 2 सब्जेक्ट का रिवीजन करना है या फिर एक दिन में एक ही सब्जेक्ट का रिवीजन करना है?
लाइक दैट टोटली डिपेंड्स. लाइक ये स्ट्रैटेजी तो आई वुड से फाउंडेशन से इंटरमीडिएट में भी आके चेंज हो गई मेरी स्ट्रैटेजी. तो लाइक फाउंडेशन में, because intermediate subjects are pretty much different, and foundation subjects are very different. तो foundation में as such I did not face the thing कि नहीं मेरे को एक subject में monotony आ रही थी. तो foundation में I mostly followed the strategy कि मैं एक ही subject करूँ. पर yeah, I made sure कि मैं law को थोड़ा time at least daily दूँ. Because law, as I said, I was facing very much difficulty from the very beginning, because उसका language ऐसा रहता है कि at first instance जब आपको नया नया देखना मिलता है ना, तो as you said कि वो completely ऐसा लगता है कि मतलब है कुछ तो है, interesting है, अच्छा लग रहा है, पर उसको करना कैसे है, मतलब exactly. So yeah, definitely that was a strategy कि एक दिन में subject I used to go through one only, because आई वॉज कंफर्टेबल विद दैट एट दैट पॉइंट इन टाइम. पर लेकिन उसके साथ आई मेड श्योर कि लॉ को मैं थोड़ा टाइम डेली दूं, बिकॉज लॉ ताकि वाइप आउट ना हो जाए मेरे ब्रेन से,
Right.
और वो कनेक्ट मेंटेन रहे लॉ के साथ.
And you said,
सो लॉ को आई यूज.
yeah, you said that after October there were mock test papers. So did you
Yeah.
do those mock test papers and do you think they were helpful?
Okay, yeah. Actually, in my institute only, they used to keep 3 prelims for each and every subject.
Okay.
And like the prelims were also divided in 2 parts, and then the entire course, like the entire full course, full paper wise prelims also were there, and we had almost 3 prelims for each of them. So I followed that schedule rather. So isliye I didn't give the ICI mock test, but definitely
Okay.
people who opt for online lectures or who opt for self study as far as the foundation examination is concerned, they should definitely go for the mock test. Sometimes people say that mock test ki checking is actually very much difficult as compared to the actual paper checking in the CA foundation stage. So उसमें checking थोड़ी बहुत negligent भी होती है, पर as far as that is concerned, that is actually better. वो अगर आपकी चेकिंग थोड़ी बहुत आपको कम ही रखेगी, आपके मार्क्स को ज़्यादा ऊपर नहीं जाने देगी, तो आपके दिमाग में यही रहेगा कि नहीं यार, और प्रिपरेशन करना है और मेहनत करनी बाकी है. दैट वोंट लेट यू गेट ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट. और स्पेशली आपको वो 3 घंटे कैसे मैनेज करने हैं, वो 3 घंटे का एनवायरनमेंट कैसा रहता है. पीपल से वो घर पे बैठ के भी 3 घंटे के पेपर्स लिखते हैं, बट एक्चुअली व्हाट आई फील इज वो एनवायरनमेंट जो रहता है ना एग्जामिनेशन वाला, वो घर पे नहीं आ पाता है. अगर आप वहां जाके पेपर लिखते हैं तो एटलीस्ट 3 आवर्स में यू एक्सपीरियंस दैट थिंग. आपको पता चलता है कि वो 3 आवर्स हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू हैंडल दैट प्रेशर व्हेन यू सी लाइक सो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स सिटिंग अराउंड यू गिविंग द सेम एग्जाम, गिविंग द सेम पेपर. तो आपको वो फीलिंग आती है. तो एक्चुअली आई फील लाइक अगर आपके क्लासेस में हो रहे, यू कैन ऑप्ट फॉर दैट एज वेल. अगर आप क्लासेस नहीं जा रहे हो या क्लासेस के पेपर्स नहीं दे रहे हो, बट देन एटलीस्ट यू शुड गिव 2 mock tests like the complete full course ones is what I feel. उसके वजह से आपका कॉन्फिडेंस राइटिंग में बहुत बूस्ट होगा, स्पेशली एज फार एज accounts and law is concerned, because both of them are completely descriptive papers.
Yeah.
And QA is something, it despite being MCQ, entirely MCQ, पर लेकिन वो 2 घंटे में managing 100 questions is not that easy. You need that speed for that. और वो अगर आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे और वो 2 घंटे में मैनेज करने का ट्राई करोगे ना, तभी वो आ पाएगी. So yeah, for especially for these papers, it is very important कि आपको वो writing practice हो और आपको वो time span में देने की आदत हो.
Just one thing I would like to highlight here, since you were in Ahmedabad, so you were able to give those mock test papers in person. But since there was no ICA center near my home, I had to travel like 40 kilometers from one side to give my finals, to give my CA inter as well as CPT. So for those who are watching this video, and if you have a situation like me, you don't find it feasible to travel to your center for mock exam, so that's completely fine. I used to write my mock test papers in a closed room, and like एकदम 2 से 5 के बीच में, that was the timing for CA and CA finals. And जो भी आपका CA foundation में टाइमिंग है, एग्जैक्ट वो टाइमिंग पे you start your paper, and then जैसे ही वो टाइम खत्म हो जाता है, you should leave your paper. And if you have taken any online classes, you can submit your papers there. Or नहीं तो you can get it checked from a study partner. For me, it's like my brother and I, we both were doing CA together. So it's like एक कमरे में वो अपना पेपर लिखता था और दूसरे कमरे में I used to write my paper. And after 5 p.m. we used to be like कि नहीं अब तो टाइम खत्म हो गया, like give me your paper. So yeah, like that's
no, that's great.
Environment. It depends on your like home environment, your ambience, whether you are able to create that that serious environment, that exam environment or not.
Yeah, definitely agreed.
Yeah. So Tanay, like when you started your CA journey first time, first time बहुत ज्यादा टेंशन होता है, स्पेशली जब लोग बोल रहे होते हैं कि इतने टफ कोर्स में कैसे एंटर कर लिया. लाइक आई रिमेम्बर पेरेंट्स को, रिलेटिव्स और कुछ नेबर ने बोला था कि मतलब आप अपने बच्चे को CA कैसे करा सकते हो, इतना टफ कोर्स है. इट इज लाइक अ पनिशमेंट फॉर देम. एंड देन लाइक ठीक है, आपको सब कुछ ठीक भी चल रहा है ना, तो भी आपको एक स्ट्रेस आ जाता है कि निकला नहीं निकला, एंड फर्स्ट टाइम दे रहे हैं. सो हाउ डिड यू मैनेज दैट एंजाइटी, स्ट्रेस, और लाइक आया ही नहीं था स्ट्रेस?
नहीं, एज फार एज दैट स्ट्रेस इज कंसर्न, लाइक जो आपने बोला कि सोसाइटी वाला जो पोर्शन रहता है कि कैसे आप इतना टफ कोर्स कर रहे हो. एक्चुअली आई हैव बीन लिविंग इन द सेम society, like the apartment, for like 10-11 years. So there was one more person, a very close friend of mine. She too was pursuing CA only. सो लाइक वो हम दोनों ही आपस में कभी कभार अभी ऐसा लगता था कि नहीं यार थोड़ा डाउन जा रहा है, थोड़ा वो नहीं हो रहा है, तो क्लास वाले फ्रेंड्स एंड ऑल स्कूल फ्रेंड्स हो वो सब तो सही, पर व्हेन यू हैव अनदर पर्सन डूइंग द सेम कोर्स विद यू हु कैन रेजोनेट विद यू, आई जस्ट यूज्ड टू टेक्स्ट हर, आई जस्ट यूज्ड टू कॉल अप हर लाइक, सो हम थोड़ी देर ऐसे ही बात कर लेते थे एंड वी वर लाइक नहीं यार करेंगे, बढ़िया होगा, अच्छे से होगा, एंड दैट यूज्ड टू boost me up a lot, especially and apart from that, my parents they had been very supportive all the time, like कि नहीं मतलब अगर मैं जगता रहता था तो आई कुड सी माई मदर और फादर दोनों में से एक ना एक जन तो लाइट चालू में जग ही रहा होगा, ऐसा नहीं है कि उन दोनों दोनों जन सो रहे होंगे. सो लाइक दे वर वेरी सपोर्टिव ऑल द टाइम. तो स्ट्रेस देयर वर पॉइंट्स इन टाइम जब ऐसा लगा कि यार थोड़ा मुश्किल जा रहा है, थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट जा रहा है, बट देन दे वर देयर टू पुश मी अप. सो एज सच व्हेन द एग्जाम्स वर अप्रोचिंग नियर बाय, तब तक थोड़ा स्ट्रेस इंस्टेड ऑफ गेटिंग लाइक गोइंग टू द नेक्स्ट लेवल वो थोड़ा थोड़ा नीचे जाने लगा था, बिकॉज आई वॉज वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट आफ्टर द एंटायर स्टडी पीरियड कि नहीं यार मेहनत पूरी करी है, अब जो होगा वो अच्छा ही होगा, अच्छे से ही करेंगे. इफ आई वुडंट हैव हैड गिवन दैट एफर्ट फ्रॉम माई साइड तो मेरे को थोड़ा ऐसा लगता कि नहीं यार, बट देन व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू गो लो आई जस्ट यूज्ड टू आस्क वन क्वेश्चन टू माई सेल्फ कि तूने मेहनत करी है ना, एंड इफ माई हार्ट सेड के यस करी है तो देन आई वाज लाइक बस फिर टेंशन लेने की कोई बात नहीं है, जस्ट गो ऑन विद इट एंड यू आर गोइंग ग्रेट. So that was something that pushed me up in the entire journey in the CA foundation as well as in CA intermediate.
Wow, talking to a true friend really helps a lot. In my case, it was my brother because he was also doing CA at the same time. So yeah, I can completely resonate with the same. But like other than studying the CA foundation course, what are your hobbies and were you able to pursue that during your CA foundation? Like any sports or anything you like that you were also doing along with the course?
Okay, yeah. As far as my hobbies are concerned, like there are many, but since I began with the course in June, so in Ahmedabad, especially in Gujarat, Navratri is like the heart of many people, and I'm a die-hard fan of Garba. So it was around June end only, or it was July second week around. I don't remember it distinctly. Okay. But at that time, one of my society friends, she was like, she is joining a Garba class. And other 2-3 friends of mine also say, yeah, we will also be joining. We will, and I am genuinely a die-hard fan of Garba. Like it was very difficult for me to resist this time because in CA intermediate I didn't play that because my exams were just like 10 days after that. But in CA foundation, yeah, definitely I joined that class and I was able to manage that time as well because that was just 1 hour. ऐसे भी अगर आप classes से, if I used to arrive at 6 o'clock, तो तुरंत तो पढ़ने नहीं बैठ पाते हैं. Already इतने घंटे रहते हैं. So after that, I used to go for that Garba class, and that was like 1 hour only. So I could manage it easily. Ke 6:30 around the classes used to begin. 7:30 it used to end. So 7:45 around I was back home taking a 10-15 minute more break, talking to my parents. And after that, around 8 I used to start studying. So I could get sufficient time for studying as well and for the leisure time. But then I made sure that if I am attending the Garba classes, I do not waste much of time again using the phone.
Yeah.
Because
that is
you can't like take upon everything and sacrifice studies for that. You can rather sacrifice 1 or 2 things on the other side, but take up studies more seriously. But yeah, definitely it is not that you cannot pursue your hobbies or anything like that. I did the Garba class like till September end, in fact. After that, I also enjoyed the entire Navratri festival for the 9 days. Yeah, so that was something I did.
Amazing. I played Garba for the first time in this Navratri, and of course, I don't play Garba. So, like one of my friends invited his friend who was like very good Garba dancer, and in the society, she was on the steps, and we were just imitating her how to perform on that step. But yeah, in general, like Garba, it's a very good feeling. It's a very energetic dance.
Yeah, definitely.
If you do it from the dance perspective, you'll enjoy it. If you will get was fussed about the steps, then I think you might just go back.
No, do definitely join me one day for Garba. Like the next year, we'll make some plans. Like definitely, I'll ensure that you enjoy it the most, especially in the best places in Ahmedabad.
Oh, sure. Like that's one of my to-dos that I want to spend one of my Navratris in Ahmedabad. It's not happened.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Got it.
That's worth like relishing.
Sure. So, what do you think was the one most crucial factor for you to clear CA foundation in one attempt, that too with all India rank 1? Like, did you dream of it? Like, what did you do differently? And like, there are people who don't clear, there are people who clears in first attempt. So what do you think, like, are the crucial factors which differentiates one from the other?
Okay, according to me, as far as the most crucial factor, according to me, would be the resistance and maintaining the consistency. Because in the entire study period, being consistent is what is more important. As I said, कि even after attending 8 hours classes, I made sure कि मैं 4 to 5 hours तो self study को devote करूँ ही करूँ. Because even if losing it one day, we will feel like यार ठीक है 4-5 घंटे बाद में manage हो जाएंगे, but you don't know what you are missing on. Like हो सकता है वो एक पहले तो वो एक दिन जब अपने एक खुद को बोलते हैं कि नहीं ठीक है आज चल जाएगा, वो एक दिन बार बार रिपीट भी हो सकता है. There is a possibility you lose many days due to that. So you need to make sure कि आप काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें, you need to resist the temptations you have, and you need to ensure that you maintain consistency during the entire study period, because that will definitely prove to be very helpful for you. Because I have seen many people जिन्होंने लास्ट 1-1.5 महीने में मतलब जान लगा दी होगी, मतलब कुछ नहीं किया रहेगा, studying for so many hours, 16, 17, 18 hours, but लेकिन still they were not able to clear. But rather the people who were consistent studying not even 4-5 hours, but at least devoting 2-3 hours daily, even when the classes were going on, उस टाइम से अगर आप कंसिस्टेंटली वो टाइम डिवोट करते हैं ना, दैट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट. उस टाइम आपको शायद वो चीज़ रियलाइज ना हो, पर लेकिन डेफिनेटली व्हेन यू आर सिटिंग फॉर सेल्फ स्टडी, जब आप सेल्फ रिविजन वाले जोन में वो स्टडी पीरियड में स्टडी लीव में जाते हैं ना, एट दैट पॉइंट इन टाइम यू रियलाइज दैट अगर उस टाइम पे मेहनत कर ली होती तो इस टाइम there would be a lot less to do, and you will be very easily able to grasp all the things very quickly. So maintaining consistency, like yeah, definitely having determination, the hardworking attitude, that is definitely which every person says.
Yeah.
वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा, वो तो रखना ही है, but
Then
consistency is the key, which की मतलब अगर आप वो consistency maintain कर लेते हैं, and if you have the power of being resistant to the temptations you have, कि कभी मन करेगा कि यार फ्रेंड का बर्थडे है, या फिर कभी मन करेगा कोई और किसी की पार्टी है, कोई वेडिंग फंक्शन है, लाइक यू मे गो फॉर दैट, बट देन यू नीड टू एंश्योर कि जो टाइम आप उसमें उस वजह से जो टाइम आपका स्टडी का सैक्रिफाइस हो रहा है, यू मेक अप फॉर दैट.
got it. So your
बिकॉज
path should
अगर
be
वो
like
टाइम,
this. It can't be like this.
yeah, exactly, it has to be the upward side going graph only.
Yeah.
It need not go down at any point in time.
Got it. Completely agree. So, recently you gave CA Inter exams. So, if you can brief us about
Yeah.
the format of CA Inter as well, the number of subject group, because during my time there were 8 subjects, but now I think
Yeah.
new course the number of subjects have decreased. So, if you can
Yeah.
give us a brief about the new structure.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I too gave my exams in the old course only, like 8 papers only. But yeah, now in the new course, the new scheme, there are only 6 papers left. Because 2 papers from intermediate and 2 papers from final, which have been reduced, 4 of them have been pushed in the form of self-paced modules, which you need to pursue after the CA intermediate exams, while doing the articleship, but before the CA final examinations. So during the CA intermediate examinations, you need to prepare just for 6 papers now. The first one of them being accounting, which earlier used to be 2 papers. Now they have been combined into 1 paper only.
Oh.
And the second paper being law, the third paper being taxation,
Okay.
the fourth paper being costing, the fifth paper being auditing and assurance. And now ethics is something which is new, which has been added in the intermediate stage as well, which was not there at my time.
Is it like
And I don't
professional
think it was
ethics,
there at your time.
Chartered Accountants Act 1949, because it's there in CA finals?
No, not the entire one, but like a portion, like not the act as such, but a portion related to ethics, like a very minor portion, a chapter or two have been added along with auditing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and the sixth paper is SMFM. Like earlier, it used to be EIS and SM,
Right.
and FM with ECO. But the ECO, as I said, ECO has been increased in the CA foundation level, so the entire intermediate
Okay.
ECO has been pushed to CA foundation. And financial management and strategic management have been combined as the sixth paper now. So, like 3 papers in each group will be the new scheme, which will be applicable from May 24 attempt.
This is very insightful. Yeah. So, like for articleship, if I'm not wrong, now it's just 2 years, right? And after that,
Yeah, exactly.
you can.
At least a study gap of 6 months after that. So basically, it will take the same time as it used to take in
Yeah.
your time only, because if I start my articleship around February, then the 6 months will end up after May. So I
Yeah.
won't be able to give the May attempt. So I will have to give the November attempt only. So the time duration will be the same.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely there will be more of time that will be given for studying, because we need not take study leaves as such, or we need not pursue the entire, like the last 6 7 months study with the articleship. We'll be given the entire completely free time for doing the self
That's
study.
a huge benefit. I'm telling you, like it's a pain
Yeah,
to ask for six
definitely.
months leaves. Usually you get like four and a
Yeah,
half months leaves. So like that's a big relief,
yeah,
I'd say. Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
got it, got it. So,
Yeah.
Tanay, the last question of the entire podcast. Can you suggest a do like a must do thing and don'ts for those who are aspiring to be CAs, and not just CAs, though, like all the people who are in the 12th or 11th and they are aspiring to become any of the professional, pursue any of the professional degree. So, what is something that they should keep in mind while pursuing any course?
Okay, yeah, definitely. One thing which I stressed upon earlier as well, that was the consistency, as I said.
Yeah,
So definitely that would be a very must do thing for any person in general. Like whether it be a school student, whether it be a person pursuing chartered accountancy, or whether it be a person pursuing any particular degree or any professional course. Because every course has something new which it offers to you, something very different which it offers to you. So giving it full justice is what is giving respect to that particular course. And for giving that particular respect, for giving that something back to that course, so you need to maintain that consistency. Giving respect to that course is very important. And by offering that consistency, by being consistent, you just are not offering respect to that course, you just are not giving back to that course, but you are being honest to yourself at the point in time when you are ready for the examinations, when you are going to the examination center. If you ask your heart one question, that have you prepared well, have you done well in this entire 6 months, have you given full justice to this course, there should be just one particular answer which comes from your heart, that yes, definitely you have done well, and you are going to just rock it. Like then whatever the result may be, yeah, even if it goes negative by chance, there may be a bit of disappointment, but yeah, there will not be dissatisfaction from yourself. You won't feel कि आपने मेहनत नहीं करी थी. Maybe some sort of luck, maybe some preparation lag that you may get, that you will definitely cover in the future times. But yeah, definitely आपके मन में अगर एक बार भी ये residual doubt रहता है ना कि नहीं यार आपने मेहनत नहीं करी थी,
hmm.
then you know what the answer to that is. So
Yeah,
yeah, definitely maintaining consistency is the biggest must do thing that I feel is very important for any professional course, and even for school students. And as far as the don't do's, the things which should be avoided as such is like yeah, definitely indulging too much into any particular thing.
okay,
Because even if you are pursuing your hobbies, that then that is fine. Like definitely you need leisure time, you need some things that frees up your mind, that rejuvenates you, so that you can get back to study with double force. We are definitely indulging very much into any particular thing, especially the social media sites, I would say, and that too which are not very much constructive for you. For me, for example, I would say that using Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, any of them, I won't say that you should not use it. You should definitely use
yeah,
it. That is what I would rather say. That you should use it, in fact. But yeah, definitely indulging into it to such an extent that you don't realize that how much of your time it is taking up, how much of your time has been eaten by it,
yeah,
that you are starting to sacrifice a portion of your studies, of your dreams, of your passion for it. That is not correct. So
got
yeah, definitely you may use your phone, you may go out with your friends as such, you may talk with them, you may make calls, you may use the social media sites using WhatsApp. In fact, I am not there on Instagram as such. Like, I don't do not operate an account for that matter. But yeah, definitely I use WhatsApp very frequently,
Okay.
and chatting with friends and all. I am a very verbose person. I love talking with people. So yeah, definitely I won't say कि आप बात नहीं करो, आप definitely करो, but लेकिन you need to maintain those boundaries. For that you need to maintain those constraints. So yeah, definitely maintaining those constraints is a must do thing, and not going beyond those constraints, and setting up that constraints is very important, and indulging into them is a don't do thing, is what I would like to say. And nothing more as such. Yeah,
Got
be
it.
determined, have faith in your hard work, have determination. That is all that is required. Just go on with it, go with the flow, and definitely everything is yours.
Got it. So my key takeaway is from like what you should do. It's like karm karo, phal ki chinta mat karo. And the don't do
Exactly.
is like have fun but live a balanced life.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that was very short and crisp, comprehending it in the most perfect manner. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, Tanay, for sharing your insights with us. And we wish you all the best for your CA inter results and your remaining field journey. And may you succeed in all your future endeavors. So thanks a lot for coming to the channel.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine. It was very fun indulging into this conversation with you, and I hope this video proves to be helpful for many people out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.